y'all, welcome back to my channel. So as you know, I try to be really real with y'all. Yeah, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of that. So I'm really nervous to film this because this is something that I'm not like insecure about, but I mean I don't really like point this out to people, but today I have an event, so I have to, do you see that? I've got to cover these grays, y'all. Look. So, gosh. So in reality, I mean, I do it myself. What? I mean, who cares, right? Like, it's not like I'm bleaching my hair. I mean, literally, I'm just using some Garnier hair color in a brown. Nothing crazy. I'm actually going to use 2 boxes because my hair's not super thick, but I do have a lot of it. But I think it's really important just to say, you know, hey, like, I don't wear makeup sometimes, and I don't always go to the salon, and I typically have these crazy hairs off the side of my head. But yeah, I want y'all to walk through with me dyeing my hair. Let you know how I do it. Of course, I'm not a stylist. I don't know the chemical components of hair dye. I don't know, so I don't really encourage you to do it unless you're comfortable. I've been doing it. I've been dyeing my hair probably since I was like 15 years old. I'm 28 now, so for 13 years, 75% of the time, I've done it at home. I do go to the salon, but only when I want like highlights or a bleach put on or like a really random color, which I never do. I'm very brown. But, so yeah, let's do it.
I always choose to work with this particular Garnier product, 1 because they're reasonably priced, and 2 because I've always had good results with it. So the first thing that I do is take all of the contents out of the boxes. Always read the instructions if you're unsure. I've used this product for years, so I pretty much know how it goes. So essentially in the boxes, you've got 4 products, A, B, C, and D. They're all labeled and they coincide with the instructions. So you're going to take products B and C and put them in the bottle, which is labeled product A. Then you're going to shake, 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 shake until it is completely mixed together. Shake more than you feel like you need to. I do that with both bottles before I put on my gloves. Some people put their gloves on first, but I prefer to do it after. Then I take my hair down and brush out all of the kinks, making sure that it's completely smooth before I section it off. I do put my hair in 3 sections. That works best for me. The top half goes to 2 separate clips, and then the back half in an elastic. I touch it last. I use that middle part sort of as a guide at first, working from it down to my temples. I'm focusing primarily on the roots right at the front of my head and at that temple part because that's where my grays grow the worst. I'm very conservative at first, and I use the bottle really to kind of put the dye on my hair, and then I'll squirt it in my hand just to get it more saturated once I get that initial guide on there. Really working it in, focusing again primarily on the roots at first, and then I'll start working my way towards the back roots. For the back, I just flip my hair over. I feel like I have more control when I do that, especially if the front is saturated enough to where it's not going to move. Once I flip my head over again, I start really conservatively using the actual bottle to guide that color on there. And then once I feel that it's completely saturated, or at least saturated enough again to where it's not going to move, I'll start working my way towards the ends of my hair. So I feel that when your roots are completely saturated and then you move to the ends of your hair, it makes it so much easier to manipulate those ends to really get them totally saturated and totally covered. So what I do is work up, literally up, like little troll hair, and I will just kind of bun it up until I put more product on my hair, on my hands, and then I'll unbun it and work up like little troll hair and then rebun it. That way I'm not getting dye everywhere. I'm not getting dye all over my face. My hair's not flopping around. It just makes it so much easier. So once I get my hair completely saturated, I'm going to grab a washcloth and just kind of clean up any bits that may have fallen on my face. Then I'm going to grab a mirror and really just kind of look over all of my hair to make sure that it is totally covered. So here I grabbed my second pair of gloves out of my second box and just kind of touched up some parts that didn't look as saturated as I would like.
Okay, so now that I've got all my parts covered, I'm just going to clean up a little bit with a washcloth. Excuse my burp. I don't mind a little bit of hair dye on my skin. Let me tell y'all, I went to this stylist who literally colored my hair twice. And, like, I let her do it 2 times. I ended up with hair dye. Like, I mean, it was a visible line. And she's like, and she'd been doing hair for like 30 years. And she's like, well, you've got a lot of gray and I don't want to miss any. And I was like, I literally have like a ring of dye around my face. So I do use both pairs of gloves. The first ones just get so messy because, you know, I'm using both hands to dye. The second pair I use just to really get in there and like touch stuff up and like make sure everything's saturated. So that's another reason I love buying 2 boxes. I did not use, dropped it. I did not use all of this, but I'm not going to use it for anything, so it's just going to go in the trash. That's okay. I mean, it's not a huge waste. I used the majority of it. And then I keep my boxes for trash, so I'm not, like, I don't want to put that in my trash can in the bathroom because the dog and the baby both try to get in it. So I'm going to throw that in the big trash. I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes. Actually, we'll do 25. And then I'm going to go play with my kid for a little bit. And then I'll meet you back to wash it all off and to condition. Okay, so I tried to film me washing my dye out, but it did not work. George wanted to be right beside of me. My robe was coming off. It was a hot mess. Plus my bathroom's gross. So let me just kind of tell you, I lean over my bathtub and luckily I have one of the removable heads. So I just get my water going. I rinse all of the dye out that I can to where the water's pretty much running clear. Then I go in with my Color Lover shampoo. Framesi, I don't know. I'll link it below. But that's what I use when I do have dye on my hair, which is always. I don't always use it though. It's not really my favorite color protectant. But anyway, wash my hair really good. Get all of that soap out, which typically will bring out some of the leftover dye. And then I do use the Garnier conditioner. Can't get it to focus, but it's just the conditioner that comes in the boxes. I only use one and then I save the other for later, maybe in like a week when my hair's feeling a little dry. If it's feeling dry, I'll use it. And that's it. I'll show y'all the finished product later tonight when I get ready.